the Buddhist perspective on war. Welcome back, everyone, to Mind Podcast. If you want to understand how important religion is to the world, just look at the conflicts between Palestine and Israel in the Gaza Strip, which have lasted nearly 100 years. If you want to know how significant beliefs and ideologies are, look at World War II, launched by Adolf Hitler, a dictator of Germany. If our world continues to be shaped by conflicting religions, ideologies, and beliefs, then global peace may remain a distant, unattainable concept. In late 2023, a sudden attack from Gaza deep into Israeli territory by Hamas gunmen revived memories of a nightmare from 50 years ago, when Egyptian and Syrian forces attacked and Israel reclaimed lost territories from the Six-Day War of 1967. Looking back at the years of conflict between Israel and Hamas, this isn't the first large-scale clash between the two sides. Since Israel withdrew from the Gaza Strip in 2005, various armed Palestinian groups, including Hamas and Islamic Jihad, have engaged in numerous conflicts with Israel, each varying in intensity. Prior to the current conflict, Israel and Hamas clashed in 2008, 2012, 2014, and 2021, with 2014 being the bloodiest, lasting 7 weeks, and resulting in over 2,000 Palestinian and 74 Israeli casualties, including 8 soldiers. According to some sources, Hamas has controlled Gaza since 2007 after taking over from Fatah in the parliamentary elections. Fatah and Hamas are the two main Palestinian movements, though each holds a different stance on Israel, even as both aim to establish a Palestinian state along the 1967 borders. While Hamas advocates confrontation with Israel through force, refusing to recognize Israel and declining negotiations with the Jewish state, Fatah pursues a path of peaceful negotiation. Hamas adheres to Islamic ideology, whereas Fatah follows a secular approach. This division has led to frequent, often unpreventable conflicts of varying scale between Hamas and Israel. Recent flare-ups between Israel and Hamas have been linked to religious factors. According to the Wall Street Journal, prior to the recent conflict on October 7, 2023, the last major confrontation between Israel and Hamas was in 2021. This was after escalating confrontations in Jerusalem, including an Israeli security raid on the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex, which prompted a Hamas rocket attack and retaliatory strikes by Israel. In the October 7th attack, Hamas blamed Israel for disrespecting the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is one of the most contested sites in East Jerusalem and has witnessed violent clashes between Muslim worshippers and Israeli forces. Hamas named this latest attack Operation Al-Aqsa Flood. Mutual retaliations between the Israeli military and Hamas fighters continue to complicate the search for peace in the Israel-Palestine conflict. According to The Guardian, there are various underlying reasons, but a key factor influencing the timing of Hamas's attack was the accelerated normalization process between Israel and Arab nations, initially supported by the Washington administration under President Donald Trump through the Abraham Accords, and continuing now under President Joe Biden. Furthermore, Hamas engages in periodic conflicts with Israel for political reasons, aiming to solidify support in Gaza and beyond and to maintain its role in the region. David Kalfat, co-director of the North Africa and Middle East Observation Foundation, JES, suggested that Hamas needed to bolster its image after being overshadowed by the Islamic Jihad movement. Viewed within the larger Israel-Palestine conflict, territorial disputes remain extremely challenging. Like many Middle Eastern entities, Hamas resents the establishment of Israel in 1948. According to Sky News, Hamas and other Palestinian groups believe their land was taken, with Palestinians as rightful owners. On the other hand, Israel's supporters argue that this land is the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people, who were exiled after the Babylonian conquest. What is Buddhism's perspective on war? Over 2,500 years ago, it was clear that the turmoil in the Middle East would never stabilize until a solution was found. For nearly a century, the United Nations and global peacekeepers have tried to ease political tensions in the region, but have often seemed helpless. Surprisingly, some believe that only Buddhism can definitively resolve religious conflicts worldwide. Why do they think this? Why do Buddha's teachings hold the potential to resolve such conflicts? The answer might surprise you. Many people believe that since Buddhism emerged 2,600 years ago, its teachings are too ancient to address modern issues. However, when we recognize that the causes of today's social problems stem from the polluted thoughts of individuals, Buddhism stands out as the only religion that offers a perfect solution to eradicate these pollutants, bringing clarity and peace to people's minds. Another misunderstanding about Buddhism is that some think it has no connection to secular life, that it is solely for monks and nuns. But upon closer examination of Buddha's teachings, we see a strong interconnection. The lifestyle of monks and nuns can provide an ideal example for lay people to learn from, based on their capacity. What is the ideal life of monks and nuns? This is often misunderstood. During Buddha's time, a Brahmin once told his daughter, who wanted to join the monastic community, that monks were lazy and did nothing, living off the support of others while enjoying material comfort. The daughter replied that monks were diligent and far from lazy. They worked purposefully, ridding themselves of greed and hatred, which is why she admired them. Only by understanding the true nature of Buddhism and its followers can people grasp Buddhism's potential to prevent and resolve the world's issues today. Buddha constantly emphasized the importance of a stable life. He guided people toward peace, with nirvana as the ultimate goal for all Buddhists, seen as the most holy and peaceful path. When Buddha was a young prince, he renounced a path that could lead to war and conflict, choosing instead to seek a way that could bring ultimate happiness to all beings. The causes of war and conflict include 1. Anger and ignorance, 2. Lack of understanding, 3. Economic and materialist pursuits, 4. Poverty, 5. Fanaticism, and 6. Political perspectives. War generates severe economic and social issues for each nation. Countries must spend on military forces, arms, missiles, guns, and various bombs. Beyond financial costs, war also devastates natural resources and human lives. The ongoing wars worldwide present a similar picture. Instead of spending money on war, it would be better allocated to social welfare, such as building housing for the poor, investing in education, and improving healthcare and community wellness. Observing the root causes of war and conflict, we can see they stem from actions like land grabbing, border invasions, national sovereignty violations, fanaticism, political ambition, or revenge. Preventing war and conflict is everyone's desire. In response to these global issues, Buddhism offers the most appropriate advice to prevent war and conflict. For example, in the Dhammapada, Buddha teaches that hatred cannot extinguish hatred. Only love can extinguish hatred. We should all adopt this attitude and not think of revenge. Buddha always advised his followers to maintain harmony with others, as it leads to inner peace within each person. Buddhism advocates non-violence, and followers of all religions can apply this teaching to prevent and end war and conflict, both in human consciousness and in society. Examining the causes of past and present wars and conflicts, we see that desire and material needs are the main causes. Buddha explained that anyone capable of controlling their senses and eliminating desire will not be inclined to fight, harm, oppress, exploit, steal, or seize others' property. In the middle-length discourses, Buddha also mentioned the causes of war. He taught that desire is the cause and condition of conflict. When desire arises, kings clash with kings, warriors with warriors, Brahmins with Brahmins, householders with householders, mothers quarrel with sons, sons with mothers, fathers with sons, sons with fathers, brothers with brothers, and friends with friends. When they engage in disputes, arguments, and battles, they attack each other with hands, stones, sticks, and swords, leading to death or near-death suffering. Buddha identified desire, whether for fame, beauty, money, or power, as the root cause of conflict. Desire fuels disputes on a small scale, among siblings, spouses, parents, neighbors, and on a larger scale, between kings, nations, and alliances. When disputes are not resolved morally, they escalate into violence as each party seeks victory, causing wars that threaten human lives on Earth. According to Buddha, the causes of war are often masked by grand slogans proclaiming justice or morality to incite people to kill each other, supposedly to protect self-interest. The resulting hunger, death, and suffering from war impact the people, not the leaders behind the conflicts. Buddha emphasized understanding the roots of conflict, as Buddhism does not value temporary solutions. If the causes of war and conflict are not permanently eliminated, they will continue to reoccur. Buddha believed that religious and political leaders play a crucial role in preventing conflict and war. A good leader will lead a country to live in peace, but when a country is governed by a corrupt leader, it will inevitably fall into a miserable state. In the Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha teaches that if the leader of the herd goes astray, the other cows follow. Likewise, a leader who treats others dishonestly will set a poor example for those beneath him. A bad leader will evade responsibility after putting everyone in danger. Therefore, a good leader should guide people on the righteous path. Desire and arrogance are also causes of war and conflict. Throughout human history, people have created wars and conflicts to defend their pride and ambition. Buddha advised his followers to eliminate such arrogance from their lives. Many social conflicts, civil wars, and armed struggles arise from poor leadership. Buddha advised leaders to avoid 4 biases: favoritism, hatred, fear, and delusion. Leaders should not consider gender, social class, age, religion, or race when making decisions. In other words, their decisions should not be influenced by such factors, as desire and revenge fuel ongoing war and conflict. Buddha mentioned another cause of war. Some individuals believe their religion, nationality, or identity is superior to others. Some view their own religion, nation, or identity as superior, while others of different religions, nations, or identities are considered inferior. Buddha taught in the Dhammapada that the victor breeds hatred. The defeated lives in pain. Both are harmed by war. The Kabada Jataka states that hatred and the desire for revenge destroy human life, just as 2 sticks striking each other create sparks that consume them both. According to Buddhism, in war, there are no winners. Instead, Buddha emphasized the importance of self-conquest over one's inner pollutants. In the Dhammapada, Buddha taught that victory over one's desires is far greater than victory over thousands of external enemies. He always advised us to see our own faults instead of looking for faults in others, for conflict arises when we focus on the faults of others. Buddha consistently urged us to reflect on ourselves, to remove our shortcomings. People often blame or hold others responsible without recognizing their own faults and responsibilities, which is also the cause of all conflict. Therefore, Buddha encouraged us to take responsibility and treat others kindly. He advised us to cultivate kindness, even toward enemies. In the middle-length discourses, Buddha praised a monk's patience when he extended compassion to bandits, even as they caused him great pain by severing parts of his body. In summary, Buddha's teachings offer a permanent solution to current issues, as Buddhism addresses problems at their root. War and conflict stem from the political ambitions and desires of individuals or groups. Buddha introduced many principles to prevent war and conflict, such as integrity, mutual respect, sharing of benefits, compassion, and patience, principles that need to be put into practice. To address war through the lens of the Noble Eightfold Path, people must be nurtured with the pure nourishment that Buddha's teachings provide, which is essential for comprehensive human development. When individuals in society possess stable, upward-aspiring spirits, material and economic progress will follow, leading to stable political growth through the path of the Eightfold Path. Those with wisdom develop right views and right thoughts through correct understanding of the causes and consequences of misusing natural resources, leading to reasonable consumption and environmental conservation. Right thinking involves cultivating a lifestyle free from desire, greed, and harm, enabling people to develop new solutions for appropriate use of natural resources, preserving the environment and resources comprehensively. Next is the practice of right speech, speaking truthfully and promoting a life aligned with truthful words, avoiding lying, divisive speech, harsh language, and idle chatter. People can collectively promote a green lifestyle and the wise use of resources, inspiring others to adopt sustainable and eco-friendly habits. Right action involves avoiding harm to others, guided by correct awareness, thoughts, and speech. Individuals refrain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and addictive substances, leading to more responsible production, efficient use of resources, and reduced environmental impact, improving human health. Right livelihood entails ethical work, avoiding occupations that involve killing, theft, exploitation, deceit, or addiction, such as trafficking in weapons, poisons, human beings, and slaughter. Furthermore, diligence in right effort means continuously striving to avoid evil, abandon evil, do good, and increase good. It includes refraining from unreasonable consumption, environmental protection, and promoting measures to counter negative actions while conserving natural resources. Right mindfulness, based on the four foundations of mindfulness, body, feelings, mind, and mental objects, helps individuals live in the present, fully aware of what is happening within themselves when encountering external circumstances. This helps suppress and eliminate greed, hatred, and ignorance, fostering simplicity, contentment, appropriate resource use, and environmental conservation. Finally, right concentration, through the practice of meditation, helps individuals achieve a peaceful mind, control harmful thoughts, and cultivate kindness, allowing them to effectively address environmental issues and protect natural resources. It encourages industries to adopt renewable and clean energy sources, and it inspires individuals to reduce consumption and waste, sharing products with others through beneficial actions. The social turmoil we see today needs a specific solution, and Buddhist meditation is a practical method that brings many benefits to humanity. In the scriptures, a monk once asked Buddha why, despite knowing that desire is unwholesome, people cannot eliminate it. Buddha responded, "Because you lack meditation." Meditation makes people better, smarter, healthier, longer-lived, more resistant to illness and aging, and enhances both outer beauty and inner strength, leading to a youthful body and peaceful mind. Applying Buddhist teachings to economics is also crucial for sustainable economic development, building human ethics, and bringing a life of peace and happiness. Eliminating personal greed and selfishness paves the way toward a fair society without conflict and injustice in all aspects. Resolving conflicts based on the teachings passed down through the ages is essential to heal the world from the diseases of hatred, anxiety, and fear. Buddha is likened to a great doctor, needed for peace and happiness, and his teachings on peace and harmony remain as relevant today as they were 26 centuries ago, when he turned the wheel of peace in the Great Nirvana Sutra. In his teachings, Buddha advised the Vajrayans that as long as they maintain harmony and meet regularly in unity, they will not be defeated. They are safe as long as they uphold ancestral principles of governance and justice, respect elders, protect women and children, and honor their religious traditions within and beyond their land. This skillful explanation aims to prevent war, avoid the killing of innocents, and avert hatred between nations. It is the duty of governments to protect their citizens from external attacks, ensuring territorial and population safety. However, these measures often yield only short-term benefits. According to Buddha, only goodwill and compassion can eradicate hatred, which is the root of such harmful actions by people of any religion. In the Samyutta Nikaya, when King Ajatasattu of Magadha sought to wage war against King Pasenadi of Kosala, Buddha recited a verse, "Victory breeds hatred, the defeated live in pain. Those who abandon victory and defeat dwell in peace." War inevitably brings suffering to all beings, with victory breeding resentment and defeat causing pain. Therefore, the best approach is to avoid using war to resolve conflicts, and instead seek all possible peaceful means to settle disputes. This advice is particularly necessary for national leaders. Continuous war creates winners and losers, fueling hatred that pursues people everywhere. The consequences of war are dire, not only in public slaughter, but in leaving poverty and resentment in its wake. All true religions encourage their followers to live a moral, righteous life, mastering their minds and nurturing a benevolent spirit. Whether from the Bible, the Quran, or the Gita, sacred texts all call for peace and harmony, from Moses to Jesus. All founders of major religions held ideals of tolerance and peace. However, our world is often embroiled in conflicts due to differences among religions and sects, and even wars arise because we focus on external forms, forgetting the essence of religion. This is a consequence of the lack of love and compassion. Peace in the world cannot be achieved unless there is peace within each individual. Restlessness and peace cannot coexist. One approach to attaining inner peace is vipassana meditation, or insight meditation, a non-sectarian, scientific, and practically effective method of self-observation and understanding truth. Practicing this method provides experiential insight into the interrelation between mind and body. Whenever negativity arises in the mind, such as hatred, it produces unpleasant sensations in the body. Conversely, when the mind generates selfless love, compassion, and wisdom, the entire being is filled with pleasant sensations. Vipassana practice reveals that mental actions precede physical and verbal actions, determining whether those actions are wholesome or unwholesome. The mind is paramount. Thus, we must find practical ways to cultivate peace and kindness within. On a broader scale, a peaceful society will coexist harmoniously with nature. We all understand the necessity of protecting the environment and ending pollution. What prevents us from acting correctly is the pollution within our minds, such as ignorance, cruelty, and greed. Eradicating these mental pollutants will bring peace among people and foster a balanced and healthy relationship between human society and the natural environment. This is how religion can encourage environmental protection. In summary, leaders worldwide should come together to devise solutions for building a peaceful, war-free world. Military exercises, weapons testing, mutual aggression, and arms supply to conflicts should cease. Only by doing so can the future of the world be bright and see significant progress. Otherwise, the threat of wars will increase, jeopardizing food security and raising the risk of a third world war involving advanced weaponry such as biological weapons, nuclear arms, and missile warheads that cause mass destruction of both human life and the natural environment. We must unite to sound the alarm, awakening those in power who are driven by greed, resentment, and hatred with the desire to destroy humanity. This is a vital and urgent task requiring the solidarity and cooperation of all people on this planet.